Regis Prograis Team says that Devin Haney and his father, Bill Haney, they waited for Regis Prograis to have a bad performance before they jumped on the bandwagon and wanted to fight. That's what I want to talk about in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. In a recent interview with Mill City Boxing, you have Regis Prograis Team, WBC champion at 140 pounds, and they spoke some interesting words. I'm going to give you guys the cliff notes and paraphrase. But basically, what was stated by Team Prograis was that Devin Haney and Bill Haney are vultures who waited for Regis Prograis to have a bad performance before they stepped up to the plate and wanted to actually fight versus Regis Prograis. So basically, he waited for him to look cooked, look vulnerable, and then that's when they got, a pair of nuts. That's basically what's being said. Now, I gotta debunk that because that doesn't really make sense to me. Obviously, I understand the concept of a scavenger. I understand the concept of a vulture, and it just doesn't really match. The timelines don't match. What's being said doesn't match. For example, Devin Haney was undisputed and handling undisputed at 135 pounds for the last, few years. In his last 3 fights, that's 2 of his fights, was a new promotional deal with Top Rank. So as a fighter, you're worried about your career. You're worried about your progression. And Devin Haney and Bill Haney made the power moves that they felt were necessary at the time. They worked with DAZN. Then they entered a new deal with Top Rank and Bob Arum, did a 3-fight deal there. 2 of the fights, again, were challenging for undisputed, then becoming undisputed by beating George Kambosos. And then per rematch clause, you had to actually rematch Kambosos an additional time, right? And then after he fought Vasyl Lomachenko, who is a named person that'll give him a lot of credit, plus he had to conclude the 3-fight deal for Top Rank. So Regis, by the time, around the Lomachenko time, he had signed with Eddie Hearn, and his rematch room debut was against Zorilla. So how did Devin Haney wait? He was just handling his business at 35 as an undisputed champion, fighting his mandatory Lomachenko and trying to, solidify his name. And he did a title defense. So where does it really come into play that Bill Haney and Devin Haney are vultures that waited for Zorilla to have Regis Prograis kind of look vulnerable and look beatable? It just doesn't make sense. Furthermore, and I do believe this strongly, is when we're talking about the performance versus Zorilla, everything was against Zorilla. The fight happened in Regis Prograis' backyard, right? New Orleans. I said, etouffee, baby. I said, I'm in your lady bedroom, in your ass, right? You heard me? So it was a New Orleans fight that was really set up as a showcase fight to enter a new deal with Eddie Hearn in rematch room to promote the marriage or partnership between Eddie Hearn, rematch room, and Regis Prograis. It's no one else's fault that Regis Prograis looked like he looked or performed like he looked. But don't tell me that Eddie Hearn set up the toughest possible fight that he could have at 140 pounds for his first fight with a new promotion. And I'm not saying that Eddie Hearn should have maxed it out and put a Gary Antoine Russell in or Subriel Matias, which to me are or Richardson Hitchens. These are all difficult fights, more difficult fights than the Zorilla fight on paper. So I'm not saying for a new promotional deal, yeah, you kind of usher that relationship in slow, and then as a result, you get past that and then you elevate the competition. Just like when someone turns pro, you don't necessarily in their first fight put them in with, a very experienced veteran who's dangerous with power. You give them kind of a cupcake and then let them build and grow. And then when they work to the title shot or the higher upper names, then you start pulling the trigger on those fights. So I'm not saying Eddie Hearn should have put him in with someone. I'm just making the point that Zorilla was thought to be a step over type of performance showcase fight to announce this new relationship. It just so happens that Regis Prograis performed poorly in the eyes of many boxing fans, where it looked like he got dropped. I don't think the referee called it a drop, but he ultimately didn't really look great in the fight. So that's no one else's fault but your own. At the end of the day, you can say what you want, blame who you want. You looked how you looked, and that's how you looked based on, you got to give credit to Zorilla. But to say Devin Haney waited for this moment, no one told you to look bad or underperform at home versus Zorilla. So I can't really lend any credence to what's being said by Team Prograis. That doesn't make sense. Again, Devin Haney for a while has been calling out the best Teofimos. He said he'll fight Gervonta Davis. He said he's down for Shakur Stevenson. And I believe he even mentioned Regis Prograis if he were to move up well before the actual fight happened. So to throw that on Devin and his dad and make it sound as if they languished on the ropes, or it's almost like a shootout. If there's a shootout and you're scared and you're hiding in the closet and you wait for your friends to push the enemy back and win the shootout, and then you come out the closet, that's what they're making it sound like Devin Haney did. Like Devin Haney was in the closet hiding from tough fights or dangerous fights, and he came out when the coast is clear. But as I mentioned throughout this video, the timeline for that really doesn't work out. Furthermore, as I keep saying, Regis Prograis looking bad. How do you know if Regis looked great versus Zepeda? In my opinion, dangerous guy. He stopped him. So at the end of the day, how was Devin Haney and his dad supposed to know that Regis Prograis was going to look bad? So they're just waiting on the sidelines, hoping and praying, fingers crossed, that Regis Prograis was going to look how he did in his first fight with Eddie Hearn. That doesn't make sense to me. If it makes sense to you, let me know in the comment section why. But to me, to call them vultures and stuff for that, Devin was merely a businessman and handling his responsibilities and obligations. He had a 3-fight deal. That fight would have been harder to make anyway. Like, let's say after the Kambosos second fight, Devin Haney said, yo, I want to fight Regis Prograis. He would have had to then move up, which might not have been a bad idea because it looked like he struggled towards the end to make 35, but he still owed Top Rank another fight. So how was that ever going to work and happen, how Regis Prograis' team is saying? So I've kicked the science to you. Let me know what you guys think. Is Devin Haney a vulture or not? Drop it in the comment section. For more on boxing, I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. For all your boxing news, this is your one-stop shop. Subscribe to the channel, and I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.